Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. So today's video is going to be a special one because it's going to be a little update on what's coming in this next year of 2025, which by the way, Happy New Year everybody. And also, this is going to be a testimonial video. So, right quick, if this is not the type of video you're looking for, please move along. I appreciate you even stopping by. I love you, but this is going to be a special, different kind of video. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the easier part of this video. So I'm just going to talk to you guys real quick about my plans for 2025. Alright? Also, for added fun, I added some Hunt Showdown clips, some Marvel Rival clips, some Sparking Zero clips. All just for added fun because this is not your normal content video. I mean, it is a content video. Obviously, it's on YouTube. But I'm not striking any particular game on this one. Alright? That's why I said what I said in the beginning. If it's not for you, again, this is your second warning. You can just go ahead and go if it's not for you. All right. I love you either way. Thank you so much for your time. All right. Let's dive right into this. So the first bulletin that I want to attack is TikTok. All right. I've been seeing around that it's possibly going to go or it might stay. Honestly, I don't know. But both answers are pretty simple. If it stays, I'll continue making content for it. If it goes, then it is what it is. No skin off my bones. Okay. And there's nothing we could do about it. So if it stays, I'll continue. If it doesn't, then so be it. All right. Now, the second thing that I want to address is my content. Now, I do recognize that I haven't been very consistent with posting and all that fun stuff. And that's because my everyday life kind of took over everything for a bit. Now, I still went live on Twitch and all that fun stuff, which, by the way, if you feel generous, there's my tag name right above right there, Black Phoenix _91, no lowercase, no space. Please go over there, shoot me a follow. I really much appreciate it. But anyways, yes, I have been trying to go live still. I still go live on there every now and then. And, you know, I try my best to be consistent with that at least. But I'm going to be cracking down on myself, and I will be posting on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Well, obviously streaming on Twitch, not posting. All right. And honestly, my main game for a while has been Hunt Showdown as well, while we're speaking on Twitch. But I have been dabbling into this game called Marvel Rivals that's been out for a good minute. And man, let me tell you something, that game almost stole me away from Hunt Showdown. All right. I'm a big comic book dork. And the fact that they got a PvP game with me being able to use my guy Hawkeye, man. Oh, bro, it was on a Kraken when I loaded that bad boy up, okay? That game was a lot and is a lot of fun, I should say, actually. Not was, it is a lot of fun. And it's going to be in my rotation this year every time. Have I found a permanent spot on my schedule for it yet? No, but I'm very close on that one, okay? And so, yeah, that's going to be part of the rotation. So we got Hunt. And we're going to have Marvel Rivals time, okay? That's going to be awesome. Now, another thing I'm going to add to it is I'm going to bring back my Sparking Zero. Because, again, I'm a big dork. I love stuff like that. I love games like that, especially Dragon Ball Z. All right? I don't care. Y'all call it Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball. So I say Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. Either way, another fun game. Very fast-paced, very action-packed. A lot of fun stuff to it. It just is what it is. Also, I want to try to do and recreate my dude Doc Harris's voice when I play the story mode, because I'm still not done with that story mode, okay? I've been slacking, but like I said, Hunt Showdown's my main game anyways. But anyways, I still got a lot of the story mode to go through on that one. So the purpose of that game not only is to get people together and host tournaments, which is what I'm going to do with Sparking. So if you're a Sparking Zero player, come please DM me, and I would love to get with you and set up some times for us to spar and duke it out and possibly make some cool content together, okay? Now, with that being said, I honestly really just want to go back and start using my voice acting skills to voice a lot of these legendary hunters and Hunt Showdown. Because I've been kind of scrolling through and I was like, man, I got all these legendary cool hunters, these DLCs that I dropped hard actual cash on, okay, which I hardly ever do. Hunt Showdown's the first game that's made me really do that, is drop hard cash. And I was like, man, I really want to do something with these guys. I mean, there's Sheriff Harden, there's a redneck, there's like this cool like clown Joker skin that came out before the clown skins that we have now, by the way, with this new Post Malone Murder Circus, which, by the way, those are cool too. All right, I got some plans for Giggles and Chum and Winky. All right, that's the 3 clowns in the for this event for Hunt Showdown, by the way, if you didn't know. And yeah, I got a lot of plans with that stuff because this year, guys, I'm going to utilize my voice acting skills for y'all and juice up my content because I don't want to be boring. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I don't care how cheesy I sound. I want you guys to be able to come into my streams and just be, you know, wowed, all right? That's one of my main goals, is to wow all you guys, okay? Now, I'm going to say this real quick because I know there's a lot of literal people out there. 7 to 8 days from the time that this video drops, guys. 7 to 8. I'm going to pick 8, actually. Cover my ass for 1 extra day, all right? Just because I know how some of y'all are. And from every stream after that 8th day, when I'm playing Hunt Showdown, guys, I will be coming up with characters each and every single time when I'm playing Hunt Showdown. When I'm playing Marvel Rivals, I mean, I might have a little bit of fun with that if I get excited, throw a couple fun voices out there for you guys, all that stuff, do my iconic Joker voice. And as for Sparking Zero, like I said, I'm going to narrate the story in my best version of Doc Harris's voice. All right? That way, it goes next time on Dragon Ball Z. All right? There's a little sample for you guys for Doc Harris. I know. Laugh at me, joke with me, whatever it may be. I still love you. All right? So, now that that's been said, okay, there's a 4th game that's going to be into this rotation for a little spooky time. Okay? Now, it's a game that's been out for a while. All right? It's nothing new, but it's new to me. I think it came out on PC first. It's Phasmophobia. Now, I've been dabbling into that with some good friends of mine, and that's going to also be part of the rotation of this year as well. So that one right there, honestly, I almost wasn't going to throw it in there, but I played it long enough, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand it. I know exactly how to set that one up. That game, though, guys, is not going to be a, how do I say this? It's going to be in the rotation, but it's not going to be in the rotation, if you catch what I'm trying to say. Excuse the rasping. I know I just did like a Doc Harris impression, but I've been under the weather, guys, so bear with me here. And I'm saying that because it's not really your really super fast-paced type of game. You know what I mean? It's more of like you're playing detective, you're ghost hunting, stuff like that. And I think maybe like the jump scares and my reactions are going to be what's going to make that game a lot of fun. Mostly around Halloween. What might be the time you might see me stream it quite a lot more because of it being Halloween season. And yeah. And also it might just be for those slower nights where I really don't feel like playing Hunt, Sparking, or Marvel, and just might say, screw it, I want to stream, but I don't want to play any of those, and there it is. There's also a couple of other games coming out this next year as well that have struck my interest, like Jurassic World Survival. There's a TMNT Last Ronin, but that's for a whole nother conversation. But I do have my eyes on other stuff that's coming out this year. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on to let's just say there's no other other way to word this. We're going to go ahead and get to the dark, depressing part of this video now, guys. This video is going to be a lot shorter than I thought because, well, this next part is going to take a good minute, I guess. So, yeah. You can probably hear it in my voice already. I'm kind of hesitant on this, guys. I've been kind of nervous because, to be honest, I'm going to be straight up with you. I'm afraid of people actually laughing at me for this one, okay? Now, I know after I start talking about this whole part, you might think I'm a bit crazy for thinking that people might laugh, but there are people who will laugh at situations like this, okay? Just because of the world we live in. I'm going to put that into this video now. I know I'm blabbing a little bit, but hey, you can fast forward, whatever. Anyways, so let's get into it. All right, guys. So before I continue on with this next portion of the video, I'm going to ask each and every of you guys for just a couple simple things, and that is to please be respectful. Please be mindful. You know, have courtesy. You know, just common respect. All right, because this is hard for someone like me to do. Not everybody can easily just give out a testimony about their life. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to paraphrase it, because I'm not going to tell you guys every explicit detail of my life. So I'm going to leave gaps, all right? And I'm going to leave gaps on purpose. So if you really, really, really want to know, you will know where to find me. You can come into my Twitch. You can follow me on TikTok and DM me on TikTok, all that stuff. And I will be happy to fill the gaps in between each of one of these parts of the story that I'm going to be telling you, okay? So again, this is not a one-upping game. So for the ones that are going to come and see this video and make it to this part, or if they make it to this part and they want to try to act like they're hard and cool and like the big dog and all that stuff, just shut up. All right, plain and simple. You're nobody, period. I'm a nobody, you're a nobody. End of story, all right? So before you waste your time commenting, trying to talk down to me or try to make yourself cool and all that stuff about doing hardcore prison time, I've been to prison too, big dog. It ain't nothing. So it's just, you're there because you're a terrible person, just like I was. All right, end of story. Anyways, let's not ruin it. Let's not continue that. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let's get on with the story. I love y'all. Here we go. So my name is Victor Hudgens. I was born July 23rd, 1991 in Bakersfield, California. All right. My mother moved us to DeWarty, California, where I lived a majority of my youth, where I went to Royal Oaks Elementary School from K through 6. And in the midst of all that, you know, I watched my parents beat the crap out of each other, do drugs, sell drugs. I mean, there were people in and out of the house. Even when my mother took me and my brother and we went and lived with my great-grandma Reba, where my Uncle Jimmy and my granddad and all of them were at, you know, it just wasn't much better there. It was the same thing, except it was different people fighting, different kinds of drugs, well, same drugs, just different amounts of drugs, different kinds of other people, in and out of the house, that kind of life, kind of like a trap house type life. Just wasn't really a trap house. It just felt like it now that I look back at it as an adult, you know what I mean? You get older, you figure shit out. Anyways. My mother and my biological father were never really together, but there was some weird custody thing like that was, you know, that tied me down to the state of California. So come July of 2004, around when I was pretty much about to turn 13, my mother, you know, got a hold of my dad, got his permission through the state legally to allow me to pretty much leave the state and move to North Carolina, where I was going to begin a new life with my cousins and my brother and my grandparents. And well, coming from this lifestyle that I had and not the proper parenting, love you, Mom, no offense, but I had a hard time making new friends out there. So I got out there and I'm in, you know, 8th grade, I'm going into 8th grade actually. Yeah, Mill Creek Middle School is where I went in North Carolina. And it was hard to make friends. It really was. You know, it was like I was the weird kid. And on top of that, I was the city boy to them. You know what I mean? I moved from California to North Carolina, and everybody hears California, and guess what? And honestly, think about it yourselves for a second, okay? You're California, what's the first place you're going to think of? 3, 2, 1, LA, right? City boy. I'm not from LA, all right? You look at DeWarty on the map, it's a little freaking small town compared to LA. All right, it's a mountain town. Like Royal Oaks Elementary School, probably still to this day. Actually, if you were to call up to Royal Oaks, I guarantee it, they'd be like, "Yeah, we have bears and mountain lions, and we have to cancel recess for that day." I had to deal with that at least a couple times a week, you know. But anyways, that's besides the point there. So we're in North Carolina now, right? So, you know, being out there, not being able to make friends, being known as the weird kid, honestly was just not good to me. I didn't like it. It made me angry. And because of my past, I was always on self-defense. I was always in defense mode, 100% all the time. Like, anybody who approached me, I always tried to act like that hardcore gangster. I really did. I'm not going to lie. I looked stupid. I really did. But it was the only thing that I had to help myself get through those times. Now let's fast forward a few more years, but I'm pretty much partway through high school where, I got a girl pregnant and I had to drop out and always get into fights. And it's like, there's no point. So, like I said, I dropped out, got a job. But it wasn't until that I here's where the hard part comes, sorry. My actual firstborn child got taken from me when she was 4 months old. Now, at the time, I was working full-time at a Jack in the Box. I wasn't the greatest person. I was a smoker. I drank. I really didn't care for drinking too much, but I smoked a lot of weed, and, I was a heavy cigarette smoker, and, and that particular moment happened. It was really not that good. I fell into hardcore depression. I was in a relationship with a narcissist, and I wasn't the greatest person either. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and pretend I was this god. I was a piece of shit too. But at least I was the piece of shit I was working full time, graveyard shifts. If you don't know what graveyard is, I was at work pretty much from like 9 o'clock at night all the way to 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, all night long. You get off work at that time, you got like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I got home, did my thing, got some food. Lit one up and went to bed. I was in bed by like 10. I was sleeping. Okay, just to get up and do it all again. Anyways, but so I really had no, I wasn't really there for the kid and, the other person. Didn't really care for the other person, to be quite honest with you, just to tell the truth. But I put up with it to try to be a mature adult. Okay, things didn't work out. CPS was involved, police were involved, and then I had to do one of the most hardest things that I had to do. Sorry, I had to punch something there. But I had to give up my child. Okay. Now, that was a very hard thing to do. Now, I was still a new parent, and it was kind of a easier thing to do, I guess, but it was still hard because I really wanted to try. And I was never given that chance. And the fact that nobody gives a chance is one of the craziest things that kind of pisses me off. But you know what? In my heart, I knew I tried. I knew that I fought to try to continue to have those rights, and I still lost. And that hit me hard. So I attempted the irreversible the night that when I went to go say my last goodbyes to that little angel and watched her go off with another family. And I went home that night and I slashed my face up and almost did the irreversible. Almost succeeded. When I say almost succeeded, guys, I mean I almost succeeded. There was almost there was almost no coming back. But apparently there was a purpose. The higher up above us obviously saw something in me, and I was obviously had to live. So I kept pushing life, and we're going to fast forward to where I had my second child with my ex-wife, my other child. And that one was just, to me, I thought was another chance at life. And, I got cleaned up. I quit the marijuana. I still smoked cigarettes and stuff like that. And of course, the other stuff I didn't really wasn't dabbling into. But that failed as well, because that was just one of those toxic relationships. It just didn't work out. We're both good people. She was a good person. I was a good person. And it just didn't work out. And honestly, to tell the truth on that one, I'm going to own up to it. I was a POS, 100%. I was just a POS, but I was also heavy on the alcohol, heavy on the drugs, and not just the light shit either, the heavy shit. And it just took over my life. It stole my soul, and I left. Went back to North Carolina because, sorry, I left that little detail. I was out in Arizona with that one, but I went back to North Carolina to go live with my mom and my other stepdad, her current husband at the time, and then just things spiraled more and more and more and more. And then sure enough, I got caught up in some stuff that I thought my mother had put down years ago. And that was the crystal. And Crystal took over my life hardcore. I mean, I was making it, selling it, and I ended up doing time for it. So it was just one of those things, guys, where, you know, I fell. I lost my soul. I lost everything. I lost all purpose of life. You know what I mean? I lost sense of true meaning. I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys knew me back then, I mean, there was no life in my eyes at all. But it wasn't until one night where it was after I got out from being locked up, and I was at a friend's house, and I was going to this program out in Spokane, Washington, called the Pacific Northwest Adult and Teen Challenge, that was brought up to my parole officer's attention by my grandmother, who got in touch with the people out there, and I guess they did something with my parole officer and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the process was. All I know is I had a plane ticket waiting for me, and I had to get on a plane. Now, I'm sitting on a couch at my friend's house just a few hours before I had to go to the airport, and I wasn't going to go. I was going to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go on the run. I'm not going to go. I want to be free. I don't want to be locked in some freaking program for a year. You know what I mean? I just got out of being from locked up. I don't want to get locked up again. So, you know, I was going to go, and I was the only one in the house. Okay, guys, I'm going to lay that down real quick. I was the only one in the house. My homeboy went, and I think he was going to go and re-up, and he was going to be, you know, went to go re-up. And so I'm just chilling there, you know what I mean? I'm just watching some TV and stuff, and, you know, all of a sudden I hear a voice in my head, like literally, like right next to me, guys. Like, I'm just talking about this, making my hair stand up right now. I had a voice go, "You need to get on that plane." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who was that? Like, it was clear as day. Like, somebody was right there next to me, sitting to me, like, you need to go on that plane. It is destined for you to get on that plane. So I actually, believe it or not, guys, I got on that plane because I got scared. I didn't want to be in my buddy's house. I was like, dude, your fucking house is haunted. All right, I don't want nothing to do with that. But no, I got on that plane, went to Spokane, went to that program, guys. And that program saved my life. It taught me things about myself that I never thought I would ever think or do or say. Like, my whole way of thinking right now is nothing like I really thought I would be. Okay? To you guys, it might not seem like nothing, but to me, I could see it because it's myself. But that program, the Pacific Northwest Adult and Teen Challenge, is the reason why Phoenix even exists. Because that place was able to bring me back from the ashes, because that whole life before that Teen Challenge, guys, before that Pacific Northwest program, I mean, I was burning bridges, burning. And I mean, basically, let's start from TC, guys, and go backwards for a minute, okay? All that time, I was burning bridges with the good part of my family. My brother still to this day does not talk to me because of the bridge that I burnt. And with that being said, I burnt so many bridges, guys. Like, do you remember, if any of you guys ever seen, I'm going to get a little dorky on y'all. Y'all ever seen Lion King 2, Simba's Pride? Okay? There's a scene in there where there's that one lion where he's setting a fire to that field, but he sets it around himself in a circle, and he traps himself in that circle. Okay? That's what I did. I set so many fires around me and my life to people, and I burnt so many bridges, and I did that with me being in the center of that circle, and it burnt me to the ground. So by the time I got to that Pacific Northwest program, guys, all right, I literally was ashes. But because of that program, I was able to rise from those ashes anew. Now, I'm not trying to get preachy on you guys. I promise I'm not. That's why I just... plus, the word anew just sounds cool, doesn't it? Anyways, so yeah, Phoenix was born right there. Because the phoenix is the bird. It's the Greek mythological bird of rebirth. It's the bird of life. Because when a phoenix dies, it is a pile of ashes, and from that pile of ashes, it is reborn anew, and reborn fresh in a new flesh. And because of that, guys, Phoenix is here, and Phoenix is here to stay. Now, if you want to, for the positive part of all this, guys, all right, I started writing a comic book called Black Phoenix. So that's the cool little quirky thing to bring some brightness to all this, is not only do I use the name for myself, I took all those emotions that I was going through in that Pacific Northwest program. Now, if you haven't ever detoxed, I know it sounds stupid to ask, okay, but if you ever watch somebody detox, if anything, they go through emotions, anger, sadness, happiness, giddiness. I mean, there's just so many mixtures of emotions, because what drugs do is they numb each and every part of your emotion. And that's what the meth did to me. I was numb. But because I was reborn, I got to experience feeling. I got to experience what it's like to have a heart, to have a soul, to love, to care, to have compassion. And that feels so good, guys. And that's why I want to make content for all you guys, because I want you all to be happy. I want you guys to have a good time. And I want to build a community on YouTube and on Twitch where everybody can come and be safe and have a good time and communicate with me. And I communicate with you. We could build a bond. I want people to have a good time overall, because I love you guys, and the 290 people on YouTube, and the 107 people on my Twitch, and all 712 of you guys on my TikTok. I am so happy for each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. Thank you so much for supporting me, guys. And you know what? Thank you for so much for just listening to me freaking ramble on and giving me a chance to give my testimony. So enjoy these games coming up this year, guys, because I want to give you the best that I possibly can. And again, if it's on your heart, please like, subscribe to my YouTube. Please go follow me over on Twitch. Please go follow me over at TikTok, guys. I'm going to drop all those links down below. I love y'all. Thank you so much. And if you want me to fill the gaps, you know where to hit me up. I love y'all. Thank you so much.